Hey guys, welcome back to another video from IVU. Today's topic is mainly about police officers and UFOs. Now I've chosen a few select. The first one I want to talk about is over Illinois. This was around January of 2000, about 4 in the morning. And around that time, this gentleman comes out for work, spots this giant UFO, this triangular shaped UFO, which he describes as a floating two-story house. No noise, bright white lights at the rear, sort of pulsating, and then these red lights at the bottom. So he decides to contact the police station and report it. Well, let's just say the dispatchers didn't take him too seriously, and they went ahead and radioed in to the nearest police officers. Well, I'll go ahead and just let you hear a few of these clips that I subtitled for you.
Each call from Highland PD, reference to a truck driver just stopped in and said there was a flying object in the area of Lebanon. It was like a two-story house. It had white lights and red blinking lights, and it was last seen southwest over Lebanon. Possibly, could you check the area?
Did they say if the truck driver was DUI or anything?
She said he was serious.
Just a quick question. If I happen to find it, what am I supposed to do with it? Hey, be advised, there's a very bright white light east of town, and it keeps changing colors. I'll go there and see if maybe it's an aircraft. It doesn't look like an aircraft, though. If you would you contact Scott Air Force Base to see if they have anything flying in this area, please? $25.50. I see something, but I don't know what the heck it is.
Syncom 6004.
Go ahead.
I've got that object inside also.
Are you serious?
It's huge.
Does it look like a... What does it look like to you?
It's kind of V-shaped. Early. My first scene, I with binoculars, you can see the different colors. Now it appears to be white. Very large. It's hard to tell. It's pretty far off in the distance. This object was above me about 500 feet, and it was huge.
Alright, so there you have the highlighted version of the police chatter. Some nice details there, but I would recommend watching the actual documentary, which is in the description below. And as you can see here, one of the officers in this case took a picture with the Polaroid camera. It was pretty cold, it was dark. Again, it's the year 2000, and this is the best that the picture could produce, but it's actually not too bad. You can see distinctive lights in this picture, in this photo. Not to mention the drawings. These are some of the drawings that they produced, artist renditions of their descriptions, so pretty cool stuff. So on this next clip, I wanted to cover this police officer that caught a UFO that went over Stephenville, Texas back in 2008. I am going to cover that whole incident, that whole case, on a later video. But because we're discussing police officers and UFOs, I wanted to show you this clip. So here he is pointing his dash cam at the UFO. We all know dash cams are not known for good quality videos, HD. This is 2008. But having said that, he did do a good job getting it centered in his frame. The video is not that long, so I'm going to re-loop it a few times so you guys get a good look at it. And I'll be back with you in just a bit. Alright, there you guys go. He did say he recorded the thing for about 10 to 15 minutes. I don't know where the raw video is or if it's available, but I will get back to you guys if I can find it. Or if you guys can find it, that would be great help too. I would love to get the raw video. And this next case, we have Trumbull County, Ohio, 1994, where you got your classic people calling in 911, dispatch not taking it too seriously. Then they start letting officers know when they get enough calls, and the officers kind of laugh about it, but then eventually they start to see it for themselves and take it a bit more seriously. Now, there is plenty of radio chatter on this one, but there is so much radio chatter on this that it would take a colossal amount of time to subtitle it. So I left a description on below for you to hear it for yourselves. Luckily, somebody did upload the full length. I think it's an hour and 15 minutes of radio chatter. Definitely worth listening to, though. Really good stuff. Again, your classic dispatch and police officers laughing about it till they start to see it for themselves. Even up to the point to where they're contacting the nearest Air Force base, and the Air Force did deny it until you see them take off with a couple of jets and they're trying to track this thing down for themselves. Speaking of Air Force and other military branches encountering UFOs, I'm sure you guys heard this plenty of times, but again, I just don't mean to repeat it or preach to the choir, but some of you may have not have known this, that the Pentagon actually released a couple of videos of Navy pilots encountering some UFOs. Here's a quick clip of one of the pilots' testimony.
Well, we had launched on a routine training mission. When we joined up, we were told that the event was going to be canceled and that we have real-world tasking, and we were sent out to the west. Now, take in mind that this has taken place about 100 miles southwest of San Diego, between San Diego and Ensenada, Mexico, on a clear, perfect day, blue waters. We get out to the spot where they tell us it's at. We start looking around, and both airplanes see a disturbance in the water and a white 40-foot long tic-tac shaped object just hovering above the water, going forward, back, left, right. There's no rotor wash, there's no wings, nothing. So as we drive around in a clockwise flow, we get to about the 9 o'clock position, and I said, well, I'm going to go down and check it out, and the other jet is going to stay high. So as we go down, when we get to the 12 o'clock position, it starts to mirror us. So it's in a clockwise flow, and it's on the opposite side of the circle from us. And we continue this. It's in a climb, we're in a descent, we're getting a great look at it. This whole thing takes about probably up to 5 minutes from the time we show up. I get over to the 8 o'clock position, it's at about the 2 o'clock position, and I decide I'm going to go and see what it is, and it's about 2,000 feet below me. And I cut across the circle, and as I get within about a half mile of it, it rapidly accelerates to the south in about 2 seconds and disappears.
What would you estimate the speed?
Oh, well above supersonic. It like a bullet out of a gun, it took off.
So from what you know about aerodynamics, mechanics, physics, should this be possible, what you saw?
Not with the technology that we have today. Not at all.
Even now, even 13 years later, is there anything that you know of capable of this kind of behavior?
No, there's nothing I know of. I mean, when we saw the video with the IR, it has no exhaust, no discernible things of anything form of propulsion. And this thing came from a dead hover over the water, just kind of moving around, to a climb up to about 12,000 feet to rapidly accelerating away in a climb, and in less than 2 seconds it was gone. And you figure you're talking 50 miles of visibility, and you can easily see an object that size easily out to 10 miles, and it just disappeared in seconds.
What would be the effects on a human pilot of the G-forces involved in that altitude change?
Well, the altitude wouldn't be bad. It would be the acceleration of the object.
That's right.
Honestly, I wanted to fly it.
Yeah,
but,
I bet.
There's, talking to some physicists, they don't think the human body could handle that kind of force with that acceleration.
It doesn't sound like the human body could. So bottom line, what do you think this was?
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
All right, there you guys go. Again, I know you've probably seen that clip too many times. I've seen it about 20, 30 times. It never gets old. Really cool stuff to see and hear about, a multi-million-dollar trained pilot experiencing his UFO encounters. So, there you have it. There's video number 3. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was informative. I have a couple of links down below on the full extent of documentaries and police chatter. And I am working on video number 4. So again, thank you for checking it out, and I will see you guys for the next video. So have a good morning, afternoon, evening, and night.